Hello and thanks for joining us for our mid-morning newscast here on Arirang TV. It's 10 a.m. on Friday, October 7th here in Seoul. I'm Mark Broom. Our top story this morning, South Korea's top diplomat says it's time to consider even harsher measures against North Korea in response to the regime's continual provocations. Speaking with Seoul-based Yonhap news agency in Brussels on Thursday, Yoon Byung-se said encouraging countries to sever or sharply limit diplomatic relations with Pyongyang is an effective way of punishing the North. He noted that an article in the UN Charter says all UN members should enforce non-military measures like severing diplomatic ties when a country ignores its international obligations. The minister added that dialogue should only resume once Pyongyang shows a clear will to abandon its nuclear weapons. He also addressed NATO members at the North Atlantic Council, calling for a, quote, holistic approach on North Korea issues, including its human rights violations. Minister Yoon and NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg agreed for stronger cooperation during separate talks, during which Minister Yoon expressed his appreciation for NATO's statements on North Korea's threats, of which there have been 5 this year alone. Now, could another North Korean nuclear test be on the imminent horizon? It appears it might, as a US-based North Korea monitoring website has spotted activity at multiple areas of the North's Punggye-ri test site. 38 North says satellite imagery taken on October 1st shows movement at all 3 portals. Photos of the North Portal, where the regime conducted its 5th nuclear test on September 9th, show a large vehicle, possibly a truck, near the entrance. Other ports also show a few vehicles and a group of people standing near the entrances, which may indicate ongoing work, but it remains unclear whether such activities are test-related. 38 North says it assumes North Korea could be collecting data on the most recent test, but it could also be linked to preparations for yet another test. There has been speculation Pyongyang could conduct another test to mark the anniversary of the founding of its Workers' Party next Monday. Samsung Electronics' third quarter earnings estimate have topped expectations despite a global recall of its Galaxy Note 7 smartphone. According to the company's earnings guidance, operating profits stood at 7.8 trillion won, or nearly $7 billion during the July to September period. That's up about 5.5% from a year ago, but down over 4% from the second quarter. Sales came to $43.9 billion. That's down more than 5% from a year ago. The operating profit beats a recent market consensus by roughly $300 million. Analysts say a pickup in Samsung's chip and display sectors likely offset losses posted by its mobile arm. The global recall of the Note 7 is estimated to have cost Samsung roughly $1 billion. The tech giant has been offering replacements or a refund after some reports of the device catching fire while charging. Samsung's finalized earnings will be announced later this month with a breakdown of performance by sector. Now, regions affected by Typhoon Chava this week are bracing for more severe weather from tonight through Saturday morning. Heavy rain is forecast in southern regions overnight, including Jeollanam-do Province, Jeju Island, Chungcheongnam-do Province, and even parts of southern Gangwon-do Province. Up to 120 millimeters of rain is forecast in some areas, and it will be accompanied by thunder and lightning. Authorities are warning about the possibility of mud and landslides and flooding, so take the necessary precautions if you are in those areas. The latest round of bad weather will come around 72 hours after Typhoon Chava killed 7 people and left 3 others missing in Busan, Ulsan and Jeju Island. The cleanup costs are expected to cost millions of dollars. The government says it'll come up with a detailed restoration plan by the end of this month. A scene of devastation is emerging from the Caribbean island of Haiti 2 days after it suffered a direct hit from Hurricane Matthew. The government says more than 260 people are now known to have died. US President Barack Obama has declared a state of emergency in Florida as the potentially catastrophic storm is due to make landfall there very soon. Park Jong-hong with the details.
Hurricane Matthew has left a trail of destruction in Haiti and is on a collision course with the southeastern United States. The fiercest Caribbean storm in nearly a decade claimed hundreds of lives in Haiti, flattening more than 3,200 homes and inundating entire neighborhoods. Now, the impoverished nation is bracing for a likely surge in waterborne diseases, including cholera. According to the Pan American Health Organization, ever since a cholera outbreak began in 2010, more than 9,000 Haitians have died and 790,000 infected by contaminated water. The Category 4 storm, the second highest hurricane classification, is now close to the U.S. state of Florida, packing sustained winds of 225 kilometers an hour. President Obama has declared a state of emergency in Florida and North Carolina. Orlando International Airport has been shut down until at least Saturday. Mass evacuations are underway in the state after Governor Rick Scott issued urgent warnings to residents. The potential wrath of Hurricane Matthew has triggered a mass exodus out of the Sunshine State. Residents have stocked up food and bottled water and battened down the hatches, doing what they can to protect their homes as they seek safety inland. It's too early to tell where exactly Matthew might hit the hardest. The National Hurricane Center's warning was extended up from southern Florida through Georgia and into South Carolina. And more than 12 million people in the U.S. are reportedly under hurricane watches and warnings. Park Jong-hong, Arirang News.
Well, that's where we're going to leave it for now. We will be back with more news at noon Korea time. Thank you as always for watching. Goodbye.